Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, we're checking out the newest episode of Titan Season 3, Episode 5, and this title. I love this title so much. Lazarus. Oh my gosh, you have got to be kidding me. When I saw this title, I freaked out. I'm like, okay, this is starting to make more sense now. Maybe. There are two possible people I think this title is referencing to. The most likely, obviously, Jason, okay? I think that's clear. We've all been debating, how did Jason come back from the dead? And I believe this is referencing Jason. However, there's a wild card here. Wonder Girl. I don't know. Just saying maybe, because so far we've only had references in the show so far. We haven't seen Raven yet. We don't know what's going on over there. We know what she's doing, you know, away from Titans and everything, but we haven't seen them yet. In the marketing, we've seen a little bit, but not much. So maybe, but I think it's most likely, like 99% it's Jason. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is the actual reference to this title here. It's a great title. I think episode 4, which was the last episode, of course, with Blackfire, and then the reveal from Scarecrow that it was indeed Scarecrow helping Jason behind the scenes and everything, and it was a fake attack at the beginning of the episode where, you know, this guy or guard or some cleaner, whatever, attacked, you know, Scarecrow to make it seem that Jason was going after Scarecrow, when in fact it was all a ploy to get Nightwing involved and everything. So people were saying that episode, they felt it was okay. They didn't like it like the first 3 episodes. They felt that it was a step back. I overall enjoyed it, but I do understand the critique because I wish the Blackfire stuff was at least a little bit more interesting, at least because that part of the storyline was interesting up to a point, and I'm like, okay, she's just helping her sister out. Like, okay, like, isn't she supposed to be a villain? And Starfire's making this really dumb decision because she's not supposed to trust her sister, and now she is, or she's trying to help her. Like, okay, well, okay, we all make mistakes, I guess, but I'm hopeful this episode's going to kick ass because I really, really enjoyed the first 3 episodes. Episode 4 overall was pretty solid, but I hope with this title and hopefully referencing to Jason, because I want to see more. I want to see all, you know, what this all means and how did he come back. I'm hoping that's what the reference is. Watch me be completely wrong. It has nothing to do with that. It's just called Lazarus for another reason entirely. But I would hope that's not the case here. Let's try this again because my webcam went to shit there. I believe this is referencing Jason. I'm not 100% sure, but watch me be wrong, but who knows? We'll find out in a few seconds. At least I will when I start watching the episodes. Let's get into now, guys. Episode 5 of Season 3 of Titans, Lazarus. Great title. Let's go.
We won. Nightwing lost. You don't know him. He won't stop, not after Hawk.
Nope. Nope.
Hawk. Who's Hawk? The big fella. So many of you are birds. Dick knows everything.
You birds. That's a good point.
Why don't we get you a little aid of your happy juice and then we'll be on our way.
Happy juice.
Here you go.
The stuff he was inhaling in the beginning of Season 3? Yeah. What? What? Wait. Wait? What?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I don't think you're fine though. No.
Gotta meet someone in the city.
I'd like you to see an old friend of mine. Dr. Leslie Tompkins.
What kind of doctor?
Oh.
Psychologist.
Oh, okay.
That man protects rich people.
Not necessarily.
Well, Jay,
Protects all of Gotham.
big house.
I would know, because I'm Batman.
Told you. I'm still me.
Right, that's one of those things that sounds real cool but doesn't actually mean anything.
Let's go introduce ourselves.
Jay,
Just a conversation.
Oh boy. It's not gonna be a conversation.
Do I know you? I'm fuck. She's off. We hate violence.
That's good. We hate, yeah. Ooh. Fight back, man. Come on.
Go! Get the fuck away from me! I said go! My dad was murdered by Two-Face. I had 3 years of foster care bullshit and I probably was fucked up, okay? That's Jonathan Crane. Yes?
Yes. Observant he is.
he was my friend.
Was. Not anymore.
Until he tried to kill me.
Oh.
They've
Bruce hadn't saved me.
That's how they form their relationship.
This, Mother? Might even tell you a story about Superman.
Oh. I mean, I like to hear that. Can I hear that? Nice. Vertical mask.
She's kind of hot. Did you two ever...
I've got a conference call with Metropolis tonight.
Metropolis.
Luther's up to
Okay.
something. Can you handle dinner?
Luther. I like these references. Superman, Luther.
I'm proud of you, son.
Son?
He called you son.
Yeah.
Mother.
Gone.
Father.
Better answer.
Bruce?
Bruce.
San Francisco.
I can't be like this.
Like what?
This?
Yeah, this.
I'm tired of being afraid. Freaking out all the time.
So what are you afraid of? Not being Robin or having to be yourself?
Which is it?
And I know you won't believe this. Just because you're afraid doesn't mean you're broken.
I like that. Yeah.
I want you to hear someone say that. And mean it.
Wait, what?
This is where your parents died.
I was starting to wonder. Yeah.
We're standing right where you are. Everything I've done is to help you, son.
And to help yourself as well. And Gotham. So, and Dick Grayson. And everybody. Barbara. Everybody.
What I brought you into, the city does things to us.
Yeah.
We can take the worst parts of ourselves and put them in control. I don't want you to be Robin.
Okay.
You talked to Leslie. Please don't take this away from me.
I mean,
You don't need to wear a costume to be my son.
true, but, I mean,
You think I'm weak. Please don't give up on me, Bruce.
I don't think he is. I did think she's
I
just,
never will.
he just wants you to have a better life, maybe.
But I've made my choice.
I don't blame him for walking away because Bruce said, if you go to Leslie, I'll, bring you back. And he's making a different decision. He's going to see Scarecrow.
I know you're the Scarecrow.
Everyone knows that.
You created
Everyone
the
knows
fear
that.
gas. That was my former life. I'm a good citizen now.
Bullshit.
In fact, I'm on the Gotham.
Collector's item. From a very specific collector.
Very specific. Yes.
I want to reverse engineer your fear gas to create an antidote to fear. I think it's possible.
I mean,
What's in
I
it
would
for me?
think it would be. Maybe.
I want Robin to fly me out of here on his wings. The same way Batman brought me in on his.
Okay.
Perverse poetry.
The poetry of it all.
Take that chemistry set, get yourself an RV, and you can have your very own television show.
Your formula was off.
I love that.
Fuck the Joker.
I still can't get over that. Fuck the Joker. Lazarus Pit. Lazarus Pit. Damn. Holy crap.
What happened to me?
Lazarus Pit.
Long and short, you were dead.
Yep.
I brought you back.
Yep.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You should be thanking Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
Left a
Raish.
tiny puddle of mysticism that even your friend Bruce Wayne didn't know about. No fear. Stand tall, Redwood.
Stand
Tell
tall.
them what they are.
Try again.
How is he jumping back and forth that fast?
I would never hurt you, Molly.
Jason?
Not really.
Not,
Not anymore.
I mean, he is still Jason, but yes.
Look, I know this is fucking weird.
There you guys have it, episode 5, Lazarus. And I was correct. It was about Jason. However, there was a random cameo of Donna, Wonder Girl, in the episode, telling Jason, don't go, it's not your time, something like that. And then she's gone. I have no clue, but it was interesting to see her. I'm like, okay. so I referenced both of them, that maybe that's the reference of the title, and they're both in it, even though it is about Jason. But we still had a Donna cameo, so that was interesting. Okay. So this episode definitely, I think, is a good explanation to how Jason became Red Hood, and it was mostly a flashback episode, and kind of setting up Jason's journey from having these nightmares, and apparently it's been going on for weeks, to where he's going to see Leslie Tompkins, and he's having these therapy sessions, and at one point I'm thinking, okay, so what's the turning point here? Because Bruce says if you go to Leslie, you talk your things out, then you can be Robin again, but right now you're benched until you talk to her, and I know everything's better. And then he takes Jason to where his parents died, and that's where he tells Jason that you can't be Robin anymore. That he's like, he basically wants, I guess, for him to have a better life, and that you don't have to be Robin to be my son. You don't have to have a suit to be my son, because he called him son earlier in the episode. So I get Bruce's point, because compared to his previous Robin and Batgirl, Jason wasn't really up to, I think, the task in terms of not fucking it up all the time. Now, look, Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon, they probably had their number of mistakes over the years, being Robin and being Batgirl. But I think what they're indicating is that Jason had a lot more issues that Bruce maybe was not really worrying about too much early on, and that he really pushed him, because just based on how Jason was acting in the first 2 seasons and now into season 3, it's clear that he wasn't up to the task, because I think there's a lot more going on with him than Barbara or Dick Grayson when they both got on board to be helping Batman. And it makes sense. He's been through a lot. I think he's been through a lot more than the other 2 proteges up to this point. So I get Bruce's point, but I also think that Jason felt a huge betrayal, and rightfully so, because Bruce told him one thing and then decided another, and also took him to where his parents died to tell him you're not Robin anymore. To tell him you're not going to put on the suit, you're not going to be Robin, at that place where Bruce lost his parents, and he was still Bruce, but basically that is where Batman was born, essentially, was in that alleyway. And he tells Jason, you're no longer Robin there. That's very significant. I thought at one point Jason was going to kill Leslie. I was like, oh shit, because he assumes Leslie told Bruce what he was saying in therapy sessions. But I think he was getting better. So, with the whole references of Scarecrow and fear, we've been discussing what exactly is Jason inhaling. It's not a fear toxin. It's actually an antidote to basically sway away, where, can't talk this morning, it's early in the morning, to push away the fear and to get rid of it, because he's having these nightmares. So, I have a couple things that I kind of wish they would have addressed better, or maybe done something differently about it. So the couple things are this. Number one, how come Jason can just walk into Arkham Asylum and go down and see Scarecrow? How come he's allowed to do that? Because at first I'm thinking, okay, he snuck in there somehow. It might be believable because he's Robin. But then I think I noticed there was like a badge or something. And then he was or somewhere on his chest. And then when he showed up again, and it was in the daytime, he had the same thing on again, indicating he's allowed to be in there. How exactly? I don't think they should be allowing anybody in Arkham Asylum based off of the people in Gotham. I would think that there should be some restriction on you can't go see criminals. Regardless of the GCPD or whatever being okay with Scarecrow and kind of using him to help with profiling. No. I don't know. So there's that. Number 2, and they kind of explain in the episode, but I kind of wish there was more explanation, but maybe it's not warranted. But for me as somebody who loves the lore of Batman and loves, these characters, I kind of wish there was more explanation about the Lazarus pit and all of that, and how Scarecrow knew Ra's. He's on Roz, but it's Ra's. I think it's more people say Ra's al Ghul, but anyways, so Ra's is like dead, but how did Scarecrow know him exactly? And I'm guessing the guy that worked with Scarecrow was the guy that drugged Jason's body, which he was badly, his face was destroyed. Threw him in the Lazarus pit. I just kind of wish there was a little more explanation to how, why exactly did Raish leave behind this last little bit of a Lazarus pit for Scarecrow to use, or does other people know about this besides Scarecrow? I don't know. I wish there was more explanation to that, because that is significant to Raish, is the Lazarus pit. So how does Scarecrow have access exactly? So I'll rewatch that scene again where he explains it after Jason is brought back, and that ties into number 3. Where exactly was Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum in this big open room? How is he allowed to have a Jason Todd in there? It seems like he's still in Arkham, clearly, but he's just allowed to be in there with Jason, and no one else knows what's going on there? Like, I don't know. It just felt kind of strange to me. I'm saying, like, it's one of the things to where I would understand it if he was already out of Arkham and he has this facility or something that no one found, but he was still in Arkham. He was brought back from the dead. Jason was, so he was still in Arkham. So I don't know. Anyways, those are my little things I wanted to bring up that I felt like they should have addressed more, or found another way to explain it. Because I was like, okay, this is a superhero show. You put a lot of stuff in terms of what they do. You suspend your disbelief because it's a superhero show, but there's certain things that they kind of draw the line in this show where it's like, okay, so that needs to be addressed, because that doesn't make sense, and that should have been addressed differently, in my opinion. So Leslie Tompkins, she references the fact that she knew Jonathan Crane before he became Scarecrow, and then he attacked her. And that, I think that was his first introduction into this whole fear, because he's having these nightmares and the fear and everything. So I think that's kind of what the jumpstart was. Because Leslie, I think, jump-started it even more by having a story about what happened. And then she referenced Superman. And then Bruce later references Lex, and he has the thing with Metropolis, indicating, I think, he's talking to Clark about what's going on. Interesting. I think at one point they referenced the Justice League before, so the Justice League does exist somewhere. But yeah, I wonder how they're doing now with no Batman. Anyways, so we got introduced to, I think her name was Molly in this episode, and Jason was talking with her, and I guess he knew her from before he was picked up by Bruce, and Jason saved that little boy. Not really a little boy, but he saved the boy that, she brought up about how he was missing. And this guy picked him up to take to the Joker. And then Jason ends up killing that guy who beat and I was thinking, like, Jason, really, you can't fight back against this guy? You can't fight back? I mean, come on. You're Jason. You're Robin. You would think he would have fought back, but I guess that's supposed to indicate that he's not well. So maybe it's actually a good thing that he didn't fight back. It's supposed to indicate he's not doing well. But yeah, he saves the boy at the end. I wonder if Molly's going to come back. I'm assuming she will, based on the fact of how they set up this episode about how Jason is trying to save the city and that he brought Diego to her. So I feel like she's going to pop up more. I feel like overall this episode was needed. Regardless of my little things I had to bring up that I felt like they should have addressed differently or just addressed better, I still think this was a pretty damn good episode in terms of explaining Jason, explaining what happened and why he turned to Scarecrow. Just wish there were some things they would have done differently, but I feel like where it ends up, he's got his own reasons, and like I fault him for the way he's going about it, but I get it, because once Bruce told him in the alleyway that you're no longer Robin, that was the turning point for good. He was gone. He was completely gone at that point. And him being back at the Batcave after that point, I feel like that should have been a big red flag to Bruce. This is not going to end well. This is not going to go well. And it didn't. Jesus. Joker beat his face in. It was terrible. Oh my gosh. Anyways, really enjoyed the episode. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this episode. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comments below. I think it was definitely a great explanation in terms of Jason and how he was brought back. I just wish some things were a little bit different in terms of how they explained and told certain things, but that's just me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.